This is LP Giobbi.
Listen up, children.
You are listening to Femme House Radio.
I said listen up, children.
On Diplo's Revolution, Sirius XM.
A wonderful night is made as much by the dancers as the music. Guided as much by the spirit of joy in the room as by the hand which reaches for the next record. Each of us has a role in tonight's experience. We all play in the band.
This is LP Giobbi, and I founded Femme House, a 501c3 foundation and educational platform that teaches the technical areas of music making for women, non-binary, trans, and other marginalized gender identities. Every week, I will be interviewing and spotlighting women in music while bringing you the best dance tunes from around the world.
We are in Allyship Month on Femme House Radio. We are currently highlighting allies in the music community who are using their privilege to shine light on those that have not historically had as many opportunities. This week, we invite Drama, the duo made up of Chicago house-infused producer Niall and vocalist Via, whose style is reminiscent of improvisational jazz, hip-hop, and bossa nova. In short, their combination blurs the line between R&B, dance pop, heartbreak, and bliss. Via, you grew up touring in a reggae band with your family, and Niall, you grew up in Chicago, the city where house music started, where you took up music production and engineering. How did you two finally cross paths?
In 2014, we were just at the studio together. I was with a friend that he was working with, and, you know, it took about 1.5 years, but when we finally came together, it was like in Step Brothers, you know. Did we just become best friends?
Yes to that reference. Amazing,
yeah,
amazing. Well, you guys have created magic, so I'm really glad that happened. Femme House Radio is usually me interviewing another female producer DJ, but we are doing Allyship Month, as I believe this work can't really move forward without the gatekeepers who are in positions of power to open doors and use their power to support. Niall, I would love to hear how you feel you best support Via, and Via, I would love to hear how you feel you are best supported by your musical partner.
The way that I support Via, I feel like I'm able to take what she expresses and dress it up in the best way, as I can with arrangement, with melodies, with drums. You know, I'm there to complement her as an artist and be a true producer that I am.
So awesome.
You pretty much nailed it. Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, it was very scary because it's a new world for me, the house dance world. But he just kept telling me and reconfirming that I didn't have to change who I was as an artist. I didn't have to change how I wrote. I just had to be myself, say what I got to say, and he was going to, make it work around it. So the transition was very smooth and easy, and I feel like he's just always there, hyping me up, like, you got it, you can do it.
I mean, the gift to have the confidence to be who you are is one of the greatest gifts anybody can give you. And I do think that that's why your music is so special, because there's clearly a really solid, beautiful house production, but there's songs. You're writing beautiful songs infused with R&B and pop, and that combination is what makes you two so special. That's really cool. So how did you link up with Gorgon City? I'm about to go play a show with them in Bristol, and like that's what I mean. Like, I listen to your music and it's so amazing and beautiful, and then you have collaborations with Gorgon City, which still fit in your world, but are they're completely positioned in the dance world. So how did you guys?
We're just very careful on who we do collaborations with, because in my opinion for the group's opinion, I feel like we have to stay true to our sound and who we are as artists, and you can easily get lost in that world because everybody needs a vocal and this and that. So it's like we always try to stay true to our sound and who we are as Drama, because people are trying to always do more EDM stuff and blah blah blah. And it's like, but that's not how you discovered us. You discovered us because of Drama, because of this, all the music that you've heard. So
it's cool
with that, but with Gorgon. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
The Gorgon City connection was through a former manager that we had, and he's like, I think you should work with them, and then it didn't happen for a year or so. And then it kind of grew, and then we worked. We were able to. I'm not sure which one did we do first, Via? We did Nobody, right?
Oh, we did You've Done
Enough.
We did You've Done Enough. A long time ago, and I wrote it as a ballad because there was just so much going on in the beat. And so I asked them, I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this unless you take everything out but the pianos. And so they took that out. Our team liked it. Their team didn't really like it very much. And then like a year later or so, they were like, oh, let's get them in the studio together. And so Kai came over. We made Nobody. And then they kept working on You've Done Enough. And then they dropped Nobody first. And then they were like, okay, You've Done Enough is ready. And that's when they had like the bigger production. So it definitely took a while. Like you said, like maybe even 2 years.
Two and a half years or so, of like really, really producing it up. So, but it came together.
Yeah, it came together. It came out, both songs came out exactly when they needed to come out.
Yes.
Isn't that usually how it works? Patience, little grasshopper. Do you know the duo Sophie Tucker?
Yeah.
They're like they're the reason I started. They're like my dearest friends. And when they made their collaboration, it was really cool to watch. Because, like, same thing for them, right? Like, a lot of people would hit them up, like, want a vocal from Sophie, essentially. Like, how do they, but they want to keep their brand and their world. But when the Gorgon City, they did the House Arrest track with them. And that, like, sort of opened up, repositioned them in a way that, like, allowed them to, they started getting offers to play, like, Ultra Music Festival, like, sort of like more of these DJ-focused festivals because that track had so much success in the house world. It was really interesting to see how that worked for them. I mean, they've always been dance artists, but it, like, made them a little bit more, like, relevant in the mainstream. Yeah.
It's kind of a weird space, but I mean, it works.
It's
and
such
you need
a weird
it.
Space. Yeah, it's I mean, and it's fun.
But those kind of records, I mean, like, we can knock those records out like this. I mean, those are
yes, energy. It's like literally when I sit in the studio all day long trying to do it. No problem.
What V and I used to producing is so. I mean, if you hear some of our songs, like on Dance Without Me, like Dance Without Me is like is crazy. I mean, strings, you have these crazy drums and vocals and harmonies, and I mean, it's octaves, it's so many different layers to that. So like when I'm working with these EDM artists, it's like, we got you. I mean, Via can write hits like this, so I'm gassing you up, man. You're my best friend, dude. That's what it's about.
He's not lying. I'm not a gas up kind of person. So
Hey, you guys are amazing. Also, do you know I discovered you because before I pursued life as an artiste, my only job ever after college was working for Another Planet. I marketed the Fox Theater and the Independent.
Sick.
And Brian at that company was like one of my favorite humans. He always felt like free. I don't know if that makes sense. He's just like a free human and really supportive of people
human.
You know what I mean? And supportive of people like really being who they are authentically and chasing their dreams. And he's been like one of my biggest supporters and when I love to pursue music. And I think he's an awesome human. And you guys have a really solid team behind you.
Thank you.
It's crazy. And you deserve it. Your music is wild. Okay, I'm gonna nerd out for a second. I listened to so this interview, comes out on Saturday, right? And your first Christmas track comes out tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
You guys, it's so good. Okay, so I am honestly, I am the world's biggest Christmas fan. I'm not exaggerating. I am a bigger Christmas fan than Elf. I am obsessed with Christmas. Everything. I will go on a run and listen to truly. That is actually me in true form. I start celebrating Christmas in October. I am just so when Sarah was so they're releasing a Christmas track, I was like, okay, I love them, but I'm a little bit nervous, I want this to be good. It's so good because similar to your house collabs, to your Gorgon City collabs, and it remains in your world, but you do a nod to the jingles on the snare hits. You do some nods to Christmas, but it's still a drama track. How was this an easy thing to come up with? Did it flow, or were you very intentional about trying to make this happen? How did this come to life?
It was all by accident. The entire thing was by accident.
Yeah.
Literally.
What?
I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said that both of us haven't wanted to make a Christmas song, because we knew, we just knew the world that we can tap into if we were able to pull it off. And I've always wanted, because I love chestnuts roasting on the open fire, Let It Snow. We don't even celebrate Christmas.
Wait, what?
The Christmas.
Wait, what?
The music. No, neither of us celebrate Christmas. My family never celebrated
Same
it,
here.
and he doesn't celebrate it. But Christmas music is
It's a
like
part of our
mind
culture. Yeah,
blowing. The way
it's
that
so
it makes
good.
you feel, like it's a genre of its own. Like when you hear a Christmas song, you know, like you could just feel it, and the snow and the vibe and everything. So, anyways, Niall had made this beat, and he put it like in a folder that we share. And I didn't see it. And so like a week later, he was like, hey, did you hear that beat that I made? And I was like, no, where is it? And he's like, I put it in the folder. And I was like, oh shit, no, I didn't hear it. And so then I heard it and I went home, and within like 30 minutes, I texted him and was like, yo, I think we got a Christmas hit right now. He was like, what? What are you, a Christmas song? What are you talking about? And I sent him a voice memo, and he actually used the like the original vocals from my voice memo in the song.
What? Did you re-record a layer on top
added,
of them?
Yeah. I mean, you know, we had to do all the bells and whistles, but there was something authentic about
like background vocals,
the main vocal that she cut, and I mean, it was a lot of work, but we made it sound right. But the feeling of that vocal sounded really good, so I had to keep it and just, you know, and work around it. But it worked out well. I mean, it's not like. It sounds like a vintagey, which is the sound I was going for. It's like an older style Christmas song, you know, something that you've heard 40 years ago, 50 years ago, you know.
That's what
that's
I
kind of
loved
like
about it, is that it really felt like a classic. It actually did. And I sometimes I feel like artists now are making Christmas music try so hard to make it sound like a classic that they've overstepped, you know, and it just felt so authentic, and I was like, no fucking way, this is good. You guys might have cracked a whole, you know, that's a big deal to like make a Christmas song that isn't too cheesy, that still is in your lane, that is just like, so like I'm flying out to Chicago a whole day early because your city is putting up its Christmas tree in downtown Chicago on the 19th. And so I'm coming out for it. Really? That's how much I love Christmas.
That's amazing.
Where are they putting it up? I need to get this on camera.
They're honestly, putting it on you guys, in downtown. Right by the Daily
downtown.
Center.
I don't know.
Yeah, Daily Center.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe you could go.
I'm glad you like it.
That's some content. That's some, I was just like, and I was really actually quite nervous when I was sent it. I was like, no, please let this be so good, and it's so good. Because it's just, it's whatever you can ruin. So I'm obsessed.
It was hard because because I was doubting myself. Like I was like, is this really gonna work? Is people gonna like this? This is kind of weird for drama, you know. But at the end of the day, I feel like drama is like a melting pot of music. So like we can, you know, it works.
1,000%. Wait, so you made that beat not thinking like this is a Christmas beat, because it feels like,
you know what it was? I was in the studio and I was about to leave, and I was like, you're not leaving until you make a song. You got to make a beat, something before you leave. And so I was like, okay. So I sat down for 15 minutes and I programmed the drums, and then I put a melody and I put the chords. And then I sent it to Via. Usually Via replies, I hate it, I love it. Usually I love it. And she didn't say anything this time. And then so I was kind of like hurt a little bit. I was like, wait, she hasn't replied. What happened? You know? And then a week later I was like, hey, you know, I don't want to bother you about this, but did you get the beat? She's like, yeah, I got it, and I love it. This is a hit, you know? So worked out great.
That's so cool. Wow, it feels Okay, well I'm gonna stop super.
But it made it last year though.
About this track.
So it's been about a year.
Yeah, we made it last year, like right before Christmas.
And so
so that's why
is like November the right time to release these kinds of tracks?
I guess, yeah.
Honestly, we got a lot of shit from people because apparently people start planning Christmas the day after Christmas. And so all the Christmas songs for this year have already been chosen last year. And so they were like, it's too late. You got to wait till next Christmas. And we're like, no, we're going to drop it right now.
It's the perfect time.
We already waited a whole year.
Oh, thank God.
Exactly.
I'll be honest, like I'll be pumping it, and it'll be nice to not. Usually, I'm like listening to Mariah Carey again, so it'll be nice to like be slightly to be cooler than that.
Yes, right. We're coming for your spot.
Yes, you made it. Between the two of you, you have a lot of intersectionality. How do you show up for them, honor them, and keep each other protected in this industry?
Good idea.
Sorry, that's a bit of a hard question, so you take your time on that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think it just goes back to the other question, it's just being there for each other and
protecting each
always
other,
being able to create that space for each other, like when it's time to pull back and discuss and like regroup, and then we go back out. But we've just kind of laid a very strong foundation for who we are and what we want to do. So, you know, it's drama or die.
I feel like the most difficult thing is to stay true to yourself as an artist. It's so hard because you get pulled in so many different directions, and it's like, am I doing it right? Is this cool enough? Is this that? And you start to question yourself as an artist, and which is normal. But you always have to regroup and come back and say, nope, this is how I want to do it, you know? And that's just what it is.
Yeah. Like I always say that I as a solo artist, I have to find those people on my team where like the buck stops with them. Like I trust what they're going to tell me. I trust what they're going to, and to have that in a musical partner would be so beautiful. It's really cool that you both have that. What is your favorite thing about the other person?
Oh, so many things. I would say off the top of my head, the fact that we both have a very strong passion for food and music, like in different ways. So like we look at, how do I say it? Like with the four of our eyes, we're able to view the food and the music like as a whole, because I'm looking at this side of this, like the recipes and the lyrics and and he's looking at like the music and the business and like, you know, the workers. Like it's just really easy, because anything that I don't know how to do, he knows how to do. Anything he doesn't know how to do, I know how to do.
With their four eyes, I love how you said that. That's so, honestly, is that your next? Like that should be the title of your next track. I'm just throwing it out there.
With our four eyes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's honestly what it is. I mean, that's how I feel as well. It's a good compliment. It's very rare to find people who you can work well and can trust each other. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. You know, you have to be able to trust each other on a business level, and then being a creative, that's a whole different world as well. So being able to just have that trust with each other there too. You know, it's a special thing, and you know, I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else, honestly. And I've tried to. I mean, any producer, any vocalist, any writer out there has written with a lot of people out there. And then you find that one human, you're like, that's the person I'm going to write it with, because it just feels the best, you know?
Well, thank you both for being guests on Femme House Radio, especially during this important month. I'm a big fan of what you two are doing and the yin and yang that you two create. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks
you.
for having us.
This is LP Giobbi.
Listen up, children.
You are listening to Femme House Radio.
I said listen up, children.
On Diplo's Revolution, Sirius XM.
A wonderful night is made as much by the dancers as the music. Guided as much by the spirit of joy in the room as by the hand which reaches for the next record. Each of us has a role in tonight's experience. We all play in the band. I said, we all play in the band.
This is LP Giobbi, and I founded Femme House, a 501c3 foundation and educational platform that teaches the technical areas of music making for women, non-binary, trans, and other marginalized gender identities. Every week, I will be interviewing and spotlighting women in music while bringing you the best dance tunes from around the world.